Before we begin, I want you to try something for me. Wherever you are, in the car, at home, just mentally subtract the noise. Take away the hum of the fridge, the notifications on your phone. Imagine a silence so absolute you can hear your own heartbeat. We spend our lives running from noise, but there's a kind of quiet we're not built for. It's the silence of a place that isn't just empty, but waiting.
It's not just silence, that's the thing. It's a presence. It feels heavy.
Exactly. And that's where we're going today. Usually on this show, we unpack a study, a trend, but today our source material is different. It's a confession. We have an account of a digital detox that went terribly wrong. You reached out because you said you just couldn't hold this in anymore.
Yeah, that's right. I listened to your show. And I know you guys usually do, data, facts.
Yeah, explain that.
But I realized I needed to say it out loud. If I keep it in my head, it's like I'm still there. If I say it, maybe it's finally finished with me.
Well, we're here to listen. For everyone listening, I want to be clear. This isn't about market trends today. We're walking through a memory. So take us back to the start. Why did you book this trip? What were you trying to get away from?
Burnout. Just complete burnout. It was last December. You know that feeling where your brain just feels like static? Sleep wasn't fixing it. I needed silence. I wanted to disappear.
A very modern desire. We're so connected that isolation feels like a luxury.
Exactly. So I found this cabin, Oregon. The listing was specific, middle of nowhere, no cell service. It said, perfect for quiet reflection. And I just thought, yes, that's it. That's what I need.
And the booking process itself, looking at the notes here, that was a little strange, wasn't it? Not a standard platform.
No. I thought I was being clever, cutting out the fees. It was a direct site. The owner, or who I thought was the owner, emailed me the lock code, the directions. But at the very end of that email, I should have stopped reading. So I just deleted it.
I have it right here. It's mostly normal stuff. But then right at the bottom, in bold, it says, if you hear knocking at night, please don't open the door.
Yeah, that's the one.
Sitting here now, that sounds like a threat. But at the time, how did you process that?
I laughed. I honestly just laughed out loud.
A joke.
Yeah, I thought it was just local color, A ghost story for the city guy. Or maybe a weird way to warn about bears. I didn't take it seriously. That was my first mistake.
You wanted the trip to work, so your brain just filed it under folklore, not instruction. So you get there, tell me about the place itself.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
But the silence, it hit me first. In the city, silence is just, a lack of sirens. Out there, it felt like a physical weight. And that first night, it was too quiet. No wind, no animals, nothing. It felt like the world was holding its breath. And then around 11:30, I heard it.
The knocking.
No, not yet. First came the footsteps.
Okay, tell us about that.
It was slow and heavy. Just crunch, crunch, crunch in the snow. The sound of someone breaking through that top layer of ice. But there was no one else for miles. The driveway was snowed in.
So there shouldn't have been anyone there.
No one. I just stopped breathing, listening to it get closer. It didn't rush. It just walked right up to the porch. The crunching stopped right on the other side of the door. And then 3 knocks. So clear.
And your first instinct? We're all conditioned to answer a door.
For a second, yeah. I thought maybe someone's car broke down, someone's hurt, it's freezing out. I actually stood up, my hand went to the deadbolt, and that's when the email just screamed in my head, please don't open the door!
It stopped being a joke.
It felt like a law of nature, like gravity. I just froze, staring at the wood, knowing something was standing right there. After maybe a minute, the footsteps just turned, crunch, 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 and walked back into the woods.
That's terrifying. It establishes a siege, you're trapped, and something knows you're in there. But you didn't leave the next morning.
I tried to rationalize it. The sun came up, everything looked normal. I told myself it was a park ranger, a hunter. We gaslight ourselves to avoid feeling afraid.
We do. We normalize the abnormal to keep our world intact.
Yeah.
So you stay. And the second day is when things shift.
Yeah.
Inside the cabin.
The second day, that's when it got impossible. It started with an old radio in the kitchen.
Just a piece of decor.
Looked like it. Old wood paneling, big dials. I hadn't touched it, hadn't even seen if it was plugged in. But I was making coffee and I brushed my hand against it, and it was warm.
What?
Physically warm, like a TV that's been on for hours, but it was off. And I checked. It was unplugged.
That's not possible. Electronics don't generate heat without power.
I know. It freaked me out, but I just moved it and tried to ignore it. That night, though, around midnight, the radio clicked on, all by itself.
Still unplugged?
Still unplugged. It started with static, just white noise, but then the static cleared, and a voice came through. It wasn't a broadcast. It was low and calm. It sounded like it was right next to my ear.
What did it say?
It said, "You finally came back."
You finally came back.
Yeah, and then it used my full name.
Wait, it said your name.
It said Daniel Carter. You finally came back.
But you'd never been there.
Yeah.
Not as a kid.
Yeah.
No forgotten family trip.
Never. I have never been to that part of Oregon in my life. That's when the real panic hit. It knew who I was. And it was talking about a past that didn't exist.
It's attacking your sense of reality.
Yeah.
Your own timeline. What did you do?
I lost it. I grabbed the radio and threw it on the floor, smashed it. I was pulling at the cord, even though it wasn't plugged in. I just wanted it to stop. But the voice didn't stop.
What do you mean?
When the plastic broke, the voice just moved. It started coming from inside the walls, from the wood itself. It was all around me.
Okay, so this is a critical shift. The threat was outside. Now it's not just inside, it's part of the structure. It's the house itself.
It wasn't just sounds anymore either. It was what I was seeing. I started really looking at the pictures on the walls. Before, I'd just glance at them. Generic landscapes, I thought. But they weren't.
No. They were all photos of the cabin in different seasons. Summer, fall. But then I found one.
The one you sent us a copy of.
Yeah. It was in a little frame by the hallway. I looked at it and I felt my blood run cold. It was a photo of me.
You.
In the picture. Standing right there on the porch. But it wasn't me. Not exactly.
Yeah.
In the photo, I looked older, much older. My hair was graying, I was thin, and my eyes, I looked exhausted, defeated.
A future you.
Mm.
Or just a different version.
I don't know, my hands were shaking. I took the frame off the wall and flipped it over, and on the back, it was my own handwriting.
Your handwriting.
I know how I write, the way I make my... It was mine. And it said, "This is where it ends."
This is where it ends. My God, that suggests a loop. A destiny you've walked into. You're finding evidence of your own end written by you in a place you've never been.
I thought I was going crazy. I swear. I thought, maybe I have been here and I just blocked it out. But I knew I hadn't. It felt like the cabin was waiting for me to play a part in a story it had already written. That connects to old ideas, the genius loci, the spirit of a place. But this one doesn't feel neutral. It feels predatory.
It lured me in with silence and then screamed at me.
And you were trapped. It's the middle of the night. You can't leave.
I ran into the bedroom. I pushed a heavy dresser in front of the door. I just thought, if I can make it to sunrise, I can get out. And that was the final night.
The third night. The notes say the knocking came back.
It did. But it wasn't at the front door. I was on the bed just staring at the bedroom door I'd blocked. And I heard it. Knock! 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 From the other side of the bedroom door.
It was inside the cabin with you.
Yeah. And then the voice came again. Not from the walls. It was right there. At the door. Inches away. It said, "You left last time. We had to wait."
We. Plural.
I couldn't move. You know, people talk about fight or flight. There's a third one. Freeze. I was just frozen. I couldn't even scream. And then it said one more thing. It said, "You promised you'd stay."
A promise. As if by being there, you'd entered into some kind of contract you didn't know about.
That's what broke it. The wrongness of that. I didn't think. I ran to the window, forced it open, and climbed out. I didn't even put on shoes. I ran through the snow barefoot to my car. I didn't look back once.
Just primal terror. You left your phone, your wallet, everything.
Everything. I didn't care. I just drove. The car was sliding on the ice. I didn't care as long as it was away from there. I just drove until the sun came up.
So you get away, you get back to civilization. What happens next? Did you report it? Try to find this so-called owner.
I tried. As soon as the adrenaline was gone, I got angry. I wanted answers. I went to find the website I booked it on. It was gone. The whole site. 404 error. I emailed the address that sent the code. It bounced back. Domain not found. It was like the cabin and the owner. They never existed.
The entire digital footprint just vanished.
Yeah.
As if the trap was sprung and then removed.
That's what it feels like. But it's not over.
What do you mean? You sent us one last thing.
Yeah.
An email.
Every year.
Yeah. Yep.
In December. On the anniversary of that first night. I get an email.
From who?
The sender field is blank. There's no address. But the message is always the same. It's just one sentence. Your room is still ready.
It's holding your reservation. It's waiting for you to come back.
It knows I broke the promise. The promise of things I made.
This whole story, it raises a fundamental question about places. We see them as inert objects, wood and glass. But this suggests sentience, a memory, a hunger.
The thing that haunts me is, was it waiting for me specifically? Or does it just pull people in? Does everyone who stays there find a picture of themselves?
Or was I special?
Or, as the voice said, were you simply the one who came back? Maybe that photo wasn't a trick. Maybe that older, tired version of you is the one that kept the promise, the one that stayed.
I try not to think about that, but sometimes I look in the mirror and I see him.
I have to ask the final question then, after all this. The photo, the voice, the emails that keep coming. Do you think you escaped?
I've thought about that every single day. I'm here, I'm talking to you, but I can still feel the cold of the snow. I can still hear the knocking.
So is it a no?
No, I don't think I escaped. I think I'm just on holiday from it. And eventually the holiday ends, and I'll have to go home. Because the room is still ready.
Just on holiday from it. A chilling thought that our normal lives are just a temporary reprieve from something darker waiting for us.
It's patient. That's the scariest part. It can wait.
Thank you for sharing this. I know how difficult it must have been to go back there, even in memory.
Thank you. I hope by saying it, maybe someone else won't make my mistake. Maybe they won't open the door.
We can hope. For everyone listening, as you turn in for the night, listen to the silence in your own home. We think we own these spaces. But this story is a reminder that sometimes the places we live in have their own plans for us.
And sometimes they already know our names.
Indeed. Some places don't want visitors, they want returns. Good night and good luck.